Toronto. The birthplace and proving ground for some of the greatest superstars from the Great White North.
And you know what, Toronto? There's no place like home.
It feels so good to be back in my hometown.
And for over 3 decades, a host to some of the greatest moments in WWE history.
There is electricity in the air, a capacity crowd at the CNE Stadium.
Welcome to Toronto Skydome!
Toronto, you guys give us all your passion, all your energy.
Welcome to a global phenomenon!
And now, it's NXT's turn to take over Toronto.
Who knew you'd be hated for being who you are? And be a big target for all the insecure.
Teamwork is what this country is founded on. And now we look for tag teams of the future.
And the finals of that tournament will be held at NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Alone in a wall-less prison.
Ty Dillinger is a loser.
Didn't forget and you're not forgetting.
Doesn't matter how glorious Bobby thinks he is, he's gonna get his ass kicked in Toronto. TakeOver Toronto is our last chance to be the faces of NXT.
Reality check. You cannot compete with machines.
Nobody is ready for Asuka! You know, it's been a long time since I stepped foot in a WWE ring, and now I'm back. You say you want real competition? Well, honey, you got it.
Bring me Nakamura or hand me my championship.
You want my NXT championship? Cobb got it.
And now, WWE Network presents NXT TakeOver Toronto.
It is a standout destination in sports entertainment. Tonight, we establish our own legacy in the North. 12,649 strong, live from the Air Canada Center.
We're in the home of the Toronto Raptors and the Maple Leafs. Tonight, NXT calls it home.
Welcome to NXT TakeOver Toronto. Talk about an incredible way to kick off NXT TakeOver Toronto. We want to welcome you inside the Air Canada Center. I'm Tom Phillips.
That was not incredible. That was glorious. That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Calm down. We got a long show to go still. We're just getting started.
I'm coming out of my skin right now. That was fantastic. That was glorious.
I know you're excited. I know you're excited. There's a lot coming up here tonight at NXT TakeOver Toronto. Bobby Roode is ready to go. Remember tonight, the return of Mickie James, the first time back in a WWE ring in 6 years. The rematch, Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe, and The Dream. The finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. But right now, two native sons of Canada are ready to tear each other apart.
Enjoy this, Phillips.
And his opponent, from Niagara Falls, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the Perfect 10, Tye Dillinger!
A very emotional night for Tye Dillinger, born in St. Catharines, Ontario, about 70 miles south from right here in Toronto. Well, this is personal, dating back to the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. It was Bobby Roode who went to Tye Dillinger and said, quote, I need the perfect partner, and then Bobby Roode left Dillinger high and dry to sanity.
Listen, part of being a smart businessman is knowing when to cut your losses. Bobby Roode simply realized that Dillinger's not a perfect 10. He wasn't a glorious partner, so Bobby took a hike. Perfectly understandable. Just getting started.
Here we go, back and forth. Tye Dillinger and Bobby Roode, center of the ring. Very, very personal situation between these two as Bobby Roode trying to turn the tables on Dillinger early. Bobby, driven down by Dillinger. And Tye sending Roode outside of the ring into the barricade early. Sends Roode back into the ring, and Roode once again outside the ring on the other side. Crazy was earlier today, Tye Dillinger went on Facebook Live and said, quote, Bobby Roode tried to embarrass me. Now I'm going to embarrass Bobby Roode here in Toronto.
Tye Dillinger coming out of the gate strong. You can tell he's passionate. You can tell he feels personal about this situation. But you can't help, Tye Dillinger can't let this get inside of his head.
We talk about it a lot, the early emotional storm in these types of fights. There's always one superstar comes out with a lot of aggression, a lot of passion, a lot of built-up frustration, trying to get that out all at once. Bobby Roode, the near veteran of 2 decades, has the experience.
Oh my goodness!
On the floor.
I don't think we've ever seen Tye Dillinger like this before.
Tye Dillinger's admitted it. He was skeptical about teaming with Bobby Roode in the first place, but wanted to get involved in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, pay homage to the late Dream. There's the Tye Dillinger we know, and now Bobby Roode sends a chop right to the mat.
Seems like Dillinger's got his emotions back in check. Seems to be having a little fun right now. Check this out, the #1 trend worldwide. Hashtag NXT TakeOver Toronto.
And a perfect 10 in the corner from Tye Dillinger. Tye has said, I'm not going to be rated by anybody else. I'm going to rate myself. It's not arrogance, it's confidence that I haven't had in a while. We saw earlier on the TakeOver pre-show, the journey Tye's been on. He's out to prove himself here tonight.
This could be a turning point for Bobby Roode. Roode can capitalize on that long fall that Dillinger just took.
Roode slides out back outside the ring, opposite side from our viewing point here. Now Bobby Roode on the Bobby Roode from behind into the barricade.
Like a cross check from behind to make Ty Domi jealous.
This crowd here in Canada would see that in a Maple Leafs game here in this stadium, and right now Bobby Roode has turned things around in his favor in a big way.
Roode had a full head of steam, all of his body weight crashing into the neck of Tye Dillinger, and the tide has completely turned. Bobby Roode was able to weather that early emotional storm from Dillinger, completely turned things around.
A count of 6 here by the official. Tye Dillinger has to get back into the ring, and Bobby Roode does it the hard way.
How do you think Tye Dillinger rates himself right now, Phillips?
Tye Dillinger in a bad position here. Bobby Roode. Oh, been extraordinarily hypocritical. He flat out lied to Tye Dillinger. Said, quote, I didn't even want to be a part of the Dusty Classic, even though when he
look, don't be calling Bobby Roode a liar. That's how you took it. Maybe you misunderstood it, Phillips.
Right to the chest there. Bobby Roode right on top of Tye.
I thought you were an unbiased journalist, Phillips.
You can read the quotes for yourself. Quote, there is no better showcase than this tournament, and I need to be a part of it. Quote, Tye begged me to be his partner in this stupid tournament. Quote, I needed the perfect partner. What part of that doesn't sound like a lie? What part of that doesn't sound like Bobby Roode just went and hid in a matchup against Sanity because it wasn't going in his favor?
Listen, I'm sure WWE.com, put those quotes in different orders. The fact is, Bobby Roode's not a liar. He's glorious, and he's in control right now.
Oh, Tye. Spine first into the turnbuckle. A big shot there by Bobby Roode.
Hallelujah, Phillips.
For the second row. Oh, and right again to the back of the neck that Roode attacked earlier.
Such precision with every offensive maneuver from Roode, picking apart Tye Dillinger piece by piece.
The NXT Universe here at the Air Canada Center was serenaded by that choir from Bobby Roode, and he's soaking up all the limelight right now.
It's fantastic how Rude has effectively isolated Dillinger from the crowd, taking the crowd.
Backslide here, covering, Rude kicked out of 2. And for a moment, it did seem Rude had taken the crowd out of it, but the crowd, clearly trying to help Tye Dillinger here in this match. Back to the neck with the neck breaker.
Fantastic sequence of maneuvers by Bobby Roode. That's it.
Looking for the cover here to take out Tye here in Toronto and a kick out.
If you're done with your attempted character assassination of Bobby Roode, Phillips, why don't you just admit it? He's been spectacular thus far.
Bobby Roode is spectacular. The man has done fantastic things, as I mentioned, for nearly 2 decades in sports entertainment, won championships all over the world. At the same time, I think he assassinated his own character by some of the quotes we saw in the pre-show. Boot right on the side of the face of Tye Dillinger.
A nasty streak of Roode. The laces of your boots just raking across the eyes. It's incredibly painful.
If you're Bobby Roode, you've got to be just enjoying this, soaking this up.
Why wouldn't you be enjoying this if you were Bobby Roode? I think there are a lot of people that are enjoying this, Tom. Bobby Roode is a global superstar. He's in his homeland tonight. Think about that. This is a true Canadian hero. Think of the pantheon of great Canadians. Gretzky, Gordie Howe, Bobby Roode.
Oh my God, you're not doing that right now. Oh, it's that Tye Dillinger. Oh! And every time the NXT Universe would get in Bobby Roode's head for a moment there, he lost focus there in the corner, and now look at Tye. The eyes of Tye Dillinger. Now Dillinger off the ropes, and it takes out Bobby Roode. Dillinger starting to fire up here. There's a big knee, and Tye dropping Roode once again, and there's a stop.
Tye Dillinger rapid fire right now. I don't know where this energy came from, but Dillinger's using it to the max.
This is a night that Tye Dillinger believes was tailor-made for him, that he was destined to win here tonight here in Canada. Now exposing the knee. Tye Dillinger is thinking about the tiebreaker here on Bobby Roode, and Roode doing the smart thing, gets out of the ring.
That was brilliant. Dare I say, that was glorious, Phillips.
You would dare. Oh, and Tye Dillinger not going to let him escape here. Now Tye slides back into the ring, caught in a spine buster.
What a spine buster it was.
All the momentum shut down, covered here by Roode, and a kick out by Tye. Take another look at this. Tye Dillinger full head of steam, and bam! Right into that beautiful spine buster. Tye Dillinger up in a tough predicament here, trying to get himself off of the top turnbuckle. Bobby Roode right back on the attack.
Dillinger holding on for dear life. If Roode lands this, it's game over.
Holding on to that neck that he's attacked throughout this matchup. Superplex! Big time superplex!
That was better than super. That was a glorious plex.
Now Bobby Roode trying to collect himself and roll into the cover here. Tye is still alive. Now Rude is trying to figure out what is it going to take to close out Tye Dillinger.
Take another look at this all the way from the top, crashing down. I can't believe Dillinger was able to escape. Rude mocking Dillinger.
Rude exposing his knee here, and now is he thinking about the tiebreaker? He's thinking about the tiebreaker here to the perfect 10. Dillinger able to evade it, looking for the super kick for a moment. Now looking for the cover. Bobby Roode feet on the middle ropes, and the official saw it.
It's a good call by the official.
Well, Bobby Roode thinks he's won this. Oh, Dillinger with his opportunity here, and Bobby kicked out. Super kick connects. Tye into the cover. Oh, it's so close.
It doesn't get any closer than that without the bell ringing.
Graves, what would this win mean for Tye Dillinger here tonight?
It would completely change the course of Tye Dillinger's career. A victory on this stage would be massive for his career. I think Bobby Roode might have lost a tooth.
Yeah, I think you're right. Bobby Roode is trying to get back up to a vertical base, as is Tye Dillinger, who's taken a lot of abuse here in this match. Oh, and Roode right back on him. Tye Dillinger asking for more from Bobby Roode, thinking about the tiebreaker there, and Bobby was going for the DDT once again. Now looking for a cover, and Tye right back on top, and look at this.
Dillinger's got the sharpshooter locked in.
Sharpshooter right here in the heart of Canada.
Paying homage to the Hitman, Bret Hart, another Canadian hero.
Imagine if Bobby Roode tapped out right here in Toronto.
Destroy Roode's confidence forever.
Bobby Roode inches away from the bottom rope. Is he going to tap out? However, to Tye Dillinger, no. Gets to the rope in time.
A little ironic, there was a sharpshooter used on Survivor Series weekend, wouldn't you say?
Makes a whole lot of sense. Oh, wait a minute. Bobby Roode trying to catch Tye Dillinger here. Shoulders down now on Roode. It looked like it a kick out. Steel post. All that abuse of the shoulders and neck of Tye Dillinger taken over the course of this match. And now Roode with the DDT. Bobby Roode puts an end to Tye's moment here tonight.
Here's your winner, the glorious Bobby Roode.
What a glorious victory for Bobby Roode, but you got to give credit to Tye Dillinger. In his hometown, Dillinger left it all in the ring, threw everything he had at Bobby Roode.
This was a moment that Tye Dillinger believed was meant for him, an opportunity that he had to make the most of as he faced off against Bobby Roode here to kick off NXT TakeOver Toronto. Take a look back here.
Dillinger was looking for the super kick. Roode able to reverse. Thought we were going to see some trickery. The referee was wide aware.
Bobby Roode was under the impression he'd won the match at that point, but things would continue here. Watch this. Boom! The super kick will connect. I think you're right about that tooth, Graves. The cover Bobby Roode would endure.
Here you see Dillinger has locked in the sharpshooter. How embarrassing it would have been for Bobby Roode to lose in Toronto to that maneuver. But alas, Roode had a little more left.
All the damage that had been done to the shoulder and neck area of Tye Dillinger throughout this match. Just too much at this scenario at this point in the match. And Bobby Roode, bam, with the DDT. That was all for Tye Dillinger.
Phillips, I just want to say I would not be at all surprised if sometime in the near future Bobby Roode replaced Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister of Canada.
Welcome to WrestleMania!
Later tonight, the NXT Women's Championship will be on the line as the Empress of Tomorrow does battle with a pioneer of the women's division, Mickie James. Asuka looks ready.
Asuka gets the, quote, real competition she's been asking for later tonight. But up next, a tournament built on the spirit of competition and opportunity. The Authors of Pain, captained by Paul Ellering, take on Shane Thorne and Nick Miller of TM61 in the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
A year ago, our industry lost a legend, an NXT founding father and a true friend, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And in honor of the Dream, we created the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament, something that I know Dusty would have been very proud of. And it was so successful, we've decided to do it again this year. 16 teams, a single elimination tournament, and the finals of that tournament will be held at NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Tonight, we pay homage to the American Dream. Tonight, we kick off the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. TM61 and knocking off some athletes here in the first round. Shatter Machine. Revival's moving on. No Way Jose and Rich Swann, hashtag DIY. Aries and Strong are moving on.
Oh my God.
Rolf and Fulton.
The knee bar is in.
Perkins and Ibushi advance. The Authors of Pain moving on to the next round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
incredible second round of action, the field narrowed down to the remaining 4 teams, all in the running to take home the Dusty Cup. It is all about which teams are going to advance to the finals.
TM61 won it! Bang! The Authors of Pain march to the finals.
And now we look for tag teams of the future.
At NXT TakeOver, TM61 will face off with the undefeated Authors of Pain. Which team will etch their names in history as the winners of the coveted Dusty Cup?
And now the picture is clear.
I don't see anybody beating these guys.
Puzzle is complete. It is the Authors of Pain.
Oh my God! Wait a minute, what is Ellering doing?
Not only is Paul Ellering a genius, he's his own team's insurance policy.
Paul, I will not have this tag team tournament tarnished in any way. I'm going to suspend you in a shark cage above the ring.
The shark cage, remember the last Battle of Atlanta?
And you were there in the cage.
Nobody knows how to guide monsters like Paul Ellering.
They may be the Authors of Pain. Shane and I, we write the ending.
Wow!
They will not advance at the expense of the Authors of Pain.
We are the team to win this Dusty Rhodes Classic because we are the mighty, and the mighty
Don't kneel.
And shoot for the sky!
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is the final match of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. Introducing first, making the ring, accompanied by Paul Ellering, at a combined weight of 615 pounds, Akam and Razor, the Authors of Pain!
The Authors of Pain have stormed their way through this tournament, defeating the Bollywood Boys, the team of No Way Jose, Rich Swann, and even DIY to get to this point. But you can see the ominous crash cage hanging above the ring, Corey.
Let's not worry about the crash cage at the moment, Tom. Let's talk about how I was right. I said from the get-go that no one was going to beat the Authors of Pain, and here we are in the finals.
And what it's all about is the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Cup at ringside. That is what Paul Ellering has had his two monsters, Akam and Razor, focused on. However, Mr. Ellering will have to spend the duration of this match 13 feet above the ring.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 450 pounds, Shane Doran, Nick Miller,
TM61 getting through the teams of Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss, Austin Aries and Roderick Strong, and especially a surprise upset against Sanity. These two have made some history during this second annual tournament, but what is this matchup going to play out like against the Authors of Pain?
I predicted short, and the Authors of Pain destroyed TM61 in record time.
There is the X factor of Paul Ellering not being able to have his hand in this match. We have seen over the last few weeks during those matchups in San Jose and Los Angeles that Paul Ellering getting involved, and Mr. Regal, for the integrity of this tournament, the integrity of this cup, not allowing Mr. Ellering to tarnish the tournament.
Listen, it's all semantics. If you don't think that Paul Ellering has his two behemoths so well indoctrinated with the game plan, Ellering could not even come to Canada, and it would be the same result. me, Phillips, this is a little disrespectful to Paul Ellering.
This is what Mr. William Regal wanted. Our general manager wanted the finals to be conclusive.
This is as old school as it gets. But Paul Ellering is a genius. His genius should be celebrated. He shouldn't be locked up like an animal.
He's actually been in that cage before, 35 years ago in Atlanta. Now here we go. This is the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. This is Akam to start things off against Nick Miller. Big forearms there by Nick Miller early on here. And we got to think back. This is the second annual tournament here, Graves. What do you think the American Dream would think of these two teams?
I think Dusty would be very proud of both teams. I'd have to say Dusty will probably be an Authors of Pain fan, only because Dusty has worked very closely with Paul Ellering in the past. They have a long history, and Dusty knows what Ellering's capable of with these two monsters.
Now both the Authors of Pain sent outside the ring here early, and Nick Miller flattening Akam. This is Razor all alone here with Shane Thorne. At the same time, I think Dusty will be proud of where TM61 earned this opportunity here in this match, coming all the way from Australia.
Dusty always admired people that were slightly insane.
Shane Thorne is insane.
What is happening right now? Are you kidding me?
This is plain insane. This is some King Kong stuff right now. Look at Razor with Shane Thorne on his shoulders.
Razor is climbing that structure.
That thing is supporting the cage, by the way. Thorne! Oh my God! The Air Canada Center bearing witness to TM61.
Let's take another look at this. Thorne and Miller have a reputation for being a bit of a couple daredevils, but my God! Thrill-seeking Australians taking advantage by any means necessary.
Now, meanwhile, back inside the ring, hold on a second now. Razor, oh man, Thorne on his head.
Razor grabbed Thorne's ankle and almost completely flipped him upside down. That is terrifying power. Those are two dangerous, dangerous men.
Dangerous thing here for TM61 is that Thorne is the legal member of their team, as now I believe that's Razor, who's got the opportunity here to win the finals, to win the cup, and a kick out by Thorne. Thorne and Miller have been through everything here in this tournament. Sanity. Jumping them during one of their matches a couple of weeks ago. They had to deal with that brutal attack from all four of those members. At one point, they had a one-on-one match against Team Aries. But nothing compares to the Authors of Pain.
I gotta be honest with you, I don't know that there's anything in NXT sports entertainment as a whole, anywhere in the globe, that compares to the Authors of Pain.
Do you think there's anything to Paul Ellering being in this crash cage that is messing psychologically with the Authors of Pain?
I told you before, absolutely not.
Stomp here out of the corner. Now Akam into the cover, and Thorne is still alive.
Razor and Akam have been so heavily indoctrinated by the wisdom of Paul Ellering. Everything's going.
Paul Ellering, they keep looking up to him though, Graves. You gotta be kidding me.
He's giving instructions.
He's shouting instructions from 13 feet in the air inside 360 pounds of steel.
Prefer he whisper, Tom?
I think the idea, cover and a kick out. The idea of Mr. Regal was that Mr. Ellering would have nothing to do with this match. It's pretty incredible. Akam continues to look up at Paul Ellering for direction. "16 teams beginning this tournament here tonight, live in Toronto. The final two doing battle for the prestigious Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Cup. Of course, the first winners last year, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Finn Balor went on to become the first WWE Universal Champion. We know what Samoa Joe has done, former NXT Champion, challenges Shinsuke Nakamura later on here tonight. Shane Thorne just launched across the ring by Akam. Now another cover here to win the tournament and a kick out.
I don't care how much you've traveled around the world, how many years you've spent inside the ring. How do you combat power like that?
Do not know. Akam, about 280 pounds, misses in the corner, right into the top turnbuckle, and Shane Thorne has got an opportunity. Tag made to there to Razor. Razor is fresh for AOP. Oh! Creates a little bit of separation here, and now Razor on the wrong side of town. Shane Thorne makes the tag here to Nick Miller. Nick Miller is dropping these monsters. Oh my gosh.
I believe Miller just body slammed Akam.
Oh God. Tossing around the Authors of Pain. 330 pounds, dropped just like that.
Respect where it's due. Incredible power on display by Nick Miller.
What is Miller thinking here? Flying in with a forearm. One more there for Razor, right on the jaw. Paul Ellering helpless. All he can do is watch. Oh, moonsault!
Picture perfect.
Right into the chest of Razor. Covered. Oh, and Razor powered out. Without Paul Ellering, things starting to break down. How are the Authors of Pain going to respond? TM61 all over Akam and Razor.
Not for long. Oh! Fantastic counter by Thorne and Miller. I thought the Authors were going for the powerbomb sandwich or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it.
Clink TM61 in the middle. Well, thinking about Thunder Valley here. 330 pounds driven into the mat. Cover. Broken up by Akam.
I am so impressed by the power that TM61 have displayed.
Oh, and Nick Miller takes down Akam outside the ring. Oh, and Shane Thorne. There's no limit for this man.
Oh, Ellering just dropped the chain. Was that the lock from the cage?
You know, Ellering's not going to jump, but
the referee's busy with the combatants outside of the ring. Razor has the chain wrapped around his massive fist.
Shane Thorne, was the chain into the NXT Universe. Now Thorne looking for the cover here, shoulders down, and a kick out. Authors of Pain still alive here despite Paul Ellering. Oh! A bone-rattling shot there from Razor, and now Akam legal boot there in the corner, takes out Nick Miller. Shane Thorne all by his lonesome, and there's the last chapter. Covered by Akam, and the Authors of Pain have won the Dusty Tag Team Classic.
Here are your winners of the 2016 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament, the Authors of Pain!
Somebody get that cage down right now. Ellering deserves to be celebrating with the Authors of Pain.
Ellering doesn't really care that he's all the way up above the ring, and now it starts to come down. Ellering is already celebrating, demanding he be brought down to the mat as Akam and Razor have achieved his goal.
The prophecy has been fulfilled, Tom. Razor and Akam, with Paul Ellering at the helm, have just captured the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Cup.
All according to the Book of Pain by Paul Ellering. Let's take it back here. This was early on here in this finals matchup. Shane Thorne, well, okay. This is a little unconventional from the top of those support beams, wiping out everybody.
insane display. Here's some more agility from Nick Miller. A beautiful moonsault. There you see Ellering staring on.
The feet weren't too far from the bottom of the crash cage, and the cover, Authors of Pain would stick around, but this power is impressive.
TM61 dug down deep to deliver Thunder Valley, but the teamwork, the presence of mind of Razor and Akam was just too much for the Australian duo.
And towards the end of this match, after some involvement from Paul Ellering, allowed the Authors of Pain to get the advantage. The last chapter would secure the cup for the Authors of Pain. You can see joining Paul Ellering and the Authors of Pain in the ring now, Triple H, the COO of WWE, our General Manager, Mr. William Regal.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your winners of the 2016 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament, the Authors of Pain!
A victorious night for the Authors of Pain, Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Goldust, here representing the Rhodes family.
I told the NXT Universe in the first round, put your money on the Authors of Pain because you always bet on Ellering. I can't wait for 205 Live, but later tonight, DIY have the opportunity of their careers as they step into the ring with the top guys. The Revival, 2 out of 3 falls for the NXT Tag Championships.
Another opportunity here tonight for DIY. Ciampa and Gargano take part in one of the signature matches of NXT. 2 out of 3 falls with one more opportunity against the Revival. Can DIY make good on a mission that began in Brooklyn? Ciampa and Gargano, DIY. Will they walk away as NXT Tag Team Champions?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news for Gargano and Ciampa. They're stepping into the ring tonight with possibly the greatest tag team on the planet Earth.
Let's give me the prelude to the end here.
This doesn't look good for Dash and Dawson.
Oh, we have new champs?
No, the referee saw the foot on the bottom rope. Oh, man, that chop block.
The Barclays Center title will on Johnny Gargano, and Johnny tapping out. The Revival are still champions.
There were a lot of DIY fans that night, a lot of people hoping, wishing, praying that we'd finally get our moment. And it cost us that.
When we came here, our goal was to win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and that's exactly what we are going to do.
And hashtag DIY is moving on.
Guess what we're gonna have in the second round? What's going on?
I've suffered a severe knee injury. We are saving you to the embarrassment of once again losing to the Revival, so you're welcome.
DIY advanced due to a forfeit. Ciampa and Gargano should have advanced to the finals right there.
Ellering's on the apron.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, top guys.
The Revival just took out Johnny Gargano. DIY is eliminated, all thanks to Dash and Dawson.
The Revival want to avoid the inevitable. We are going to get our hands on the Revival, one way or another.
This just announced NXT TakeOver Toronto, DIY, The Revival, the NXT Tag Team Championship, 2 out of 3 falls.
They came this close to beating us, but so does everyone else. We are the absolute best tag team on this planet.
I just know how we felt after Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's a feeling that doesn't go away.
Didn't forget and you're not forgiven. Live every day with the pain in the back of my mind.
If we become the NXT Tag Team Champions, no one can ever take that away from us.
We lose again. Who are we? What was this for?
You're human beings. We're machines. Reality check. You cannot compete with machines.
TakeOver Toronto is our last chance to be the faces of NXT.
We are the Revival. We are tag team wrestling, and every time we step in the ring, Toronto TakeOver, same exact thing.
Top guys.
Top guys.
Out.
The following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 400 pounds, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, DIY!
Johnny Gargano on your left, Tommaso Ciampa on your right. By their own admission, they call tonight, quote, our last chance at the NXT Tag Team titles. NXT TakeOver is presented by Mattel's Crash Cage. In stores now.
What an incredible way to start Survivor Series weekend. By watching the top guys do top guy things, Tom.
We go all day, all night. On my proud son of people who be ready to fight. Say yeah.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 446 pounds, they are the NXT Tag Team Champions, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, the
Revival, the first 2-time champions in NXT's history. They defend their titles here tonight in a 2 out of 3 falls matchup. And as we saw before this match, or before these superstars came down to the ring grades, was the injury to Scott Dawson's knee that forced them to forfeit in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. But a 2 out of 3 falls match, how does that come into play?
It doesn't. You know why? Because Dash and Dawson are machines. Gargano and Ciampa, they're people. They're human beings. Dash and Dawson are top guys. They're the best tag team on the planet. And even at 80%, Dawson's one of the best competitors in the world.
$12,649 on hand here live inside the Air Canada Center. This is all about the NXT Tag Team titles. And Corey, you saw the official holding up the NXT Tag Team titles. You were once champion alongside Neville, NXT Tag Team champion. You actually faced Neville in a 2 out of 3 falls match. What was that like?
The whole trick with 2 out of 3 falls match, in my opinion, is you try to score the first fall early. The longer the match goes, the trickier it can get. It can go either way. It comes down to an endurance game, but you have to get the first fall.
DIY all fired up for the hashtag NXT tag titles, and so is the NXT Universe. This is Johnny Gargano to start things off against Scott Dawson at fast pace early on here.
Firstly, if you are on the losing end of the first fall, there is zero margin for error.
Puts it on the 8-ball in a bad way. And now Johnny, unique cover here, shoulders down, and Dawson, oh, a 2 count very early.
Smart strategy by Gargano, that was close.
Listen, I understand what you said about Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder being, quote, machines, but honestly, whatever injury it is, whether 100% or 50% to Scott Dawson, the longer this match goes, it cannot benefit the Revival.
Why? Were you implying that the Revival are in phenomenal cardiovascular shape? Are you implying that they can't change their game plan the longer the match goes?
Did you hear what I said? That there was a knee injury. Come on. Johnny Gargano here and Scott Dawson early on here staring each other down.
Over there harping on the knee injury. Why don't we just talk about the truth? Let's celebrate the Revival, the fact that they single-handedly built the tag team renaissance here in NXT.
305 days total between their 2 reigns. Actually defended the NXT tag team titles against American Alpha this past summer. Familiar with this type of situation when the championships are on the line. Dawson, just runs through Gargano. Gargano, great tag there made, and Ciampa is now legal. Oh, big forearm there, and Dash Wilder catches one. Drop kicks from DIY. Now Gargano, or rather Ciampa looking for a cover here and a kick out. Very early on, looking for a fall here in this match. And again, the way to gain a fall, pinfall, submission, count out, disqualification, or knockout.
There's tag team work at its finest. Dash running the interference, distracting the referee, and Dawson taking advantage.
2, come on, 3.
Ingenious by Scott Dawson, using the 5 count, not getting himself disqualified, but you can do a world of damage to a human being's eyes in a few seconds.
Dash Wilder, now legal into this match, refers to himself as the powder keg of this tag team. Definitely some good history for the Revival in this city of Toronto. This year, WWE Roadblock, they defended these titles against Enzo and Cass successfully. Tag made Scott Dawson back into this match, and so far the Revival competing at their pace here against Ciampa and Gargano. Big slam by Scott Dawson. Another tag made, and Dash Wilder back in, a hallmark of the Revival. Oh, and the leg drop. Out to the cover to retain, or get the first fall here early and a kick out.
Dash and Dawson are so enjoyable to watch, putting on a beautiful clinic in how to do tag team wrestling better than anybody on the planet.
On the NXT TakeOver pre-show here, Mauro Ranallo compared them to the Hart Foundation, the Revival compared them to the Hart Foundation, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. They're sporting the black and pink tag.
So Dash and Dawson would take those compliments very proudly.
Now Johnny Gargano legal into this match here. Oh, overhead belly to belly. Gargano starting to wind up here. Oh, takes down both members of the Revival. Oh, and leaps into the neck breaker for the first fall here in this 2 out of 3 falls match, and a kick out. Gargano and Ciampa, they understand what it's like to come so close. They did this summer in Brooklyn against the Revival, trying to make the necessary adjustments. Out onto the apron, and Dash Wilder makes the tag, and Gargano got caught. Saying about the
Downer Machine!
Early on, the Revival get their first fall.
That was unbelievable.
The first fall are the Revival.
I'm going to give you a chance to change your answer, Tom. Who is the best tag team on the planet Earth right now?
Never an argument.
The Revival. That was fantastic. The ability to adapt. They learn every time they're in the ring. Dash and Dawson, That was unreal. Johnny Wrestling's completely incapacitated right now. I'm beside myself. I'm so excited.
Now let's see how DIY recuperates here. One more look at this. You're absolutely right. This happened just so darn quick.
Gargano loves to use the slingshot spear, but Dash and Dawson had it too well scouted and not only countered it into the shatter machine.
And Johnny Gargano is trying to get back up to his feet. The official trying to make sure Gargano is ready to compete. There's the bell, or the bell should have come here for the second fall. Hold on a second, now shoulders down. Gargano wants it right here. Oh, almost had it. Almost had a second fall. Could have been 1-1 right there.
Watch out, Dash. Hey, knock it off. Come on, in the ring. DIY! Go! Listen up. Come on.
With Dash Wilder with the official turning his back, sends Gargano into the ring. The top rope into the suplex. Now the cover for a clean sweep and a kick out.
I think at this point, Gargano and Ciampa have to be considering just heading back to the locker room.
The one thing about Gargano and Ciampa, there's no quit in these two.
Maybe they should find some quit because this is a clinic from Dash and Dawson right now.
Their motto, quote, do it yourself. Nobody is going to do it for you. There is a ton of fight in Gargano and Ciampa.
So Gargano and Ciampa paying you to be their cheerleader.
Watch Revival. Look at the Revival 2-on-1 situation in there for a moment.
That, my friends, is what we call clubbering.
Make the time, bring it out.
Big headbutt by Dash Wilder.
We got it! Two-time champs!
We talked about the 2 out of 3 falls match. So much history here in NXT. And the elbow run to the back of the neck. Gargano could be in trouble here once again. Looking for that second fall. And Revival couldn't get it.
How can you spend all this time talking about history in the past, Phillips? You should be enjoying the moment. This is like one of those occasions you hear people talk about the time they saw Elvis live or the time they saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. It's transcendent. Every time the Revival steps in the ring.
Dawson right out. Oh, look at this. The forearm right in the face of Gargano.
Cross face grinding across the bridge of the nose and the cheekbone of Gargano.
Come on!
Notice how well the Revival have just cut the ring in half. Gargano's been nowhere near Ciampa since the Revival have begun to institute their game plan.
Look at Scott Dawson here. Oh man, got Gargano all tied up.
Gory special. Dawson just tearing at the shoulders and the pectoral muscles of Gargano.
Ask him!
All the damage that Gargano's already taken at the hands of the Shatter Machine. Dash Wilder was barking at him in the corner. Gargano able to get out of there for a moment. Takes a shot there at Dash Wilder, and Scott Dawson right back on the attack. Right through the legs here. Johnny Gargano with a situation here. Had an opportunity.
That was a thing of beauty.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty.
The tag team work of the Revival, fantastic. Dawson running interference, preventing Gargano from making the tag, but Gargano, that was impressive.
Yeah, out of the moxie of Gargano to fight off both members of the Revival. Now,
Dawson from underneath the ring.
Oh, that's Dash Wilder from underneath the ring. And Ciampa saw it coming. They tried this same stuff in Brooklyn. A tag is made, and now Ciampa is legal.
But the referee didn't see it.
Oh, come on. And now again.
Clubbering.
Ciampa's incensed, trying to help out Gargano. Not a legal tag. Gargano is still legal.
Heart attack!
Looking for the second fall. Heart attack could equal the second fall. Now a kick out by Gargano.
The Revival literally have Gargano and Ciampa running in circles. The heart attack, an homage to the Hitman, Scott Dawson's personal hero. Let's look at this again. This was a thing of beauty.
Off the rope, boom, right there into the heart attack, and Ciampa forced to get outside the ring. but Johnny Gargano refusing to quit here in this match. Remember, the Revival up 1-0 in this 2 out of 3 falls match. The pace that this thing is going, it could be a clean sweep. Oh, great counter by Gargano into a close body of sorts. Cover, oh, he nearly had him.
Nash looking for the tag. Here comes Dawson.
That's the tag. Gargano trying to reach out to Ciampa. Ciampa inches away, and there's the tag. Tommaso Ciampa going up to the top rope. Oh, and a drop kick right to the chest. Oh, and a running knee. And now Ciampa fresh here in this match. Could be just what DIY needs to get back into this 2 out of 3 falls match. Down 1-0, gets the boot up in time. Ciampa from behind. Could this be for their first fall in this match? Dawson kicked out.
Ciampa took that tag and stepped through the ropes 100 miles an hour. Hasn't been able to capitalize. Too much fight left in Dawson.
Connected with that leg lariat to the back of the neck, and now Dash Wilder introduces himself into this situation. Oh, it catches a knee. Oh, now Dawson. Dawson had a chance there for a pinfall attempt, and Ciampa just too quick. Oh! Into a German. And a third German. Oh, right on the side of the face. Ciampa might have the first fall for DIY right here. Dawson, no.
Ciampa connected with all of the knee right to the temple of Scott Dawson, but Dawson, just too much fight left in him. Ciampa spent too much time trying to cheer on Gargano, and Dawson made him pay.
Ciampa needs Gargano, needs him to get back up in this match, and Dawson taking advantage. Setting him up, Dash Wilder, oh, tossed off the top turnbuckle, nasty fall there. Oh, the crossbody dropping Dawson, now the cover for that first fall for DIY, no. Wilder right back into this thing, oh, another knee.
Ciampa and Gargano got to be doubting themselves right now. They've done everything.
Uh-oh. Look who's in the middle. Oh, no. Dawson in the wrong place at the wrong time. Covering him by Ciampa. It is 1-1. Brand new ball
The
game.
winners of the second fall are DIY.
All of a sudden, the NXT Tag Team Championship match becomes sudden death. Next fall wins.
One more look at this. Scott Dawson right in the middle, and boom! The super kick and the knee. There's no getting up from that. And now the official taking a moment to allow both teams to collect themselves and get back and ready for now the third fall. Now Wilder and Gargano initiating the contact here. At this point, who does the third fall favor?
I'm going to go with the Revival, just knowing how much they plan things and how well they can adapt. The Revival have a contingency in effect. Let's say, hypothetically, we do get a fall put on us. How do we stop them from getting a second?
Good old-fashioned fight here. Oh, man. Ciampa showed some disrespect in the face of the champions, and now Scott Dawson. Thinking about that DDT again, that cost DIY in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Oh! Thinking about the
reversal.
Cover! Oh, kick out. Oh, down to the last fall, next fall. Then you got the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Gargano made the tag to Ciampa.
On the top rope, face first into the mat. Oh, Ciampa caught by an uppercut from Wilder. Oh.
Remember, Gargano's the legal man.
There's a DDT from outside, from the apron, sitting down on it. Cover now, it's so close.
People relate to Gargano and Ciampa here in Toronto. Let's take another look at this fantastic DDT from Johnny Wrestling. But it was not quite enough. Almost like the Blue Jays, like the Raptors. Almost, but they can't get the job done.
Look at Wilder helping out his teammate.
Great assist.
Grabs the tag rope, now legal. Dash Wilder, the legal man, and Gargano has to fight off both members of the Revival. See about that DDT. Oh! Great double teamwork. Wilder into the cover and broken up by Ciampa. Driven into the steel post. And just like that, the chance of DIY go right down the tubes.
What a fantastic sequence of offense. Amazing tandem work by Dash and Dawson.
Dawson now legal.
And credit for the great save to Ciampa. God.
Gargano again stuck in the corner of the Revival. Champions laying into Gargano. And this is the heart of the challengers here, and now once again Dawson also looked like he was going for a backside there, kicked away Wilder, got the cover here, cover out.
Oh, wow. My heart just skipped about 3 beats.
A split second away. Wilder's grabbed one of the NXT Tag Team Championships.
There's always a plan, Tom.
And Ciampa sending Wilder on the top rope.
Dawson's got the championship. Oh! Gargano was looking for the kick. Dawson blocked it with the title.
Hit the gold. Right leg of Johnny Gargano right into the title. The referee didn't see it.
Gargano's shin might be shattered right now. And Dawson with a grin on his face. Here we go.
And how smart is this of Dawson? Same submission maneuver that got them the win in Brooklyn.
Inverted figure 4. This is incredible. The Revival are about to retain.
Johnny Gargano has to be in an immense amount of pain. Can he reach out to the bottom rope and break this hold? This is the last chance for DIY.
He's gonna tap. Gargano's gonna tap.
Gargano with some real guts.
And how much damage was done to Gargano's leg between kicking the title and that submission. Gargano's down to 1 good leg.
That's good. He's got to make a tag at this point. Desperation moment for DIY.
But Scott Dawson's been busted open. Can't tell if the cut's above or below his eye.
A Wilder legal again. And
this.
Oh! We're going for DIY's finishing maneuver, and instead it backfired. Oh, shoulder machine!
Not like this! Not like this!
Gargano rolling Wilder into the cover. Oh!
What an
is stunned.
Gargano's right leg might be ruined. I doubt Johnny can even walk at this point.
Wait a minute, Ciampa coming back in. Now the official has got to get Ciampa out of the ring, not the legal competitor. Dawson looking for the cover. Looking for the cover, has a hold of the tights here. Dawson. The official saying Dash Wilder. Oh! Face first, and there's a super kick to Dawson. The official is getting Dash back in the ring, and he does it with force.
Game over.
Right to the bad leg. No, it's to both legs. I'm sorry.
Both legs.
He went up to the left
both
leg.
legs of Gargano have been rendered useless.
Oh, wait a minute, Gargano! Gargano! Oh. Now into the cover, jackknife cover here. And again, another cover on Gargano for the third fall. One of these teams is trying to get that all-important second fall. Gargano!
Gargano tearing away at the shoulder of Dash Wilder. Ciampa's got Dawson down into the armbar.
Double submission. The Revival holding on to each other for dear life. And the Revival going to tap out here. The DIY.
No!
Ciampa and Gargano are champions.
Here are your winners by submission and new NXT Tag Team Champions, DIY!
This is incredible.
What a battle.
So many thought they'd never see Ciampa and Gargano not only in a WWE ring, but as champions. And tonight, they make good on their last chance.
As heartbroken as I am to see the Revival lose the NXT Tag Team Championships, tonight, Ciampa and Gargano were the better tag team. What a performance. What a match. Hats off to Johnny Wrestling and Tommaso.
We got to take a look back at this in this 2 out of 3 falls match. Let's take you back to the very first fall. Watch this, just so darn quick. The Shadow Machine would put the Revival up 1-0 very early on.
It was an important lead, but here Johnny and Tommaso would even the score at 1 apiece with the combination head strike.
And just like that, completely different match. Tied at 1-1, it went to sudden death. And then this down the stretch, boom! DDT there, nearly closed out Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, but the Revival stuck around here in this match.
Gargano looking for another DDT, but bang, watch this combination into the German suplex. But this wasn't enough. Ciampa with the save of the evening.
And then this, some miscommunication. The Revival trying to execute the finishing maneuver of DIY. Didn't work out, but hello, Shadow Machine from Ciampa and Gargano. But to the credit of the then two-time NXT Tag Team Champions, they would find a way to stay in this match.
And here at the end, Dawson and Wilder find themselves in an inescapable situation. Dueling submission holds. The pain was just too great, and the championship slipped out of the grasp of the top guys.
Did you ever think we would see Ciampa and Gargano become champions here on NXT?
I never in a million years thought we'd see it, but after that match, I can't say I'm mad at it tonight.
In the most important match of their lives, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano defeat the most prolific tag team in our brand's history. What a moment for Tommaso and Johnny. So much hard work put into this. So many years to get to this moment here tonight in Toronto.
Celebrate tonight, Tommaso and Johnny. You've absolutely earned it, but be ready, because Tommaso and Johnny just became the target in the NXT Tag Team division.
Congratulations to DIY. 12,649 NXT fans on hand here at the Air Canada Centre, live here on the WWE Network for NXT TakeOver Toronto. Graves, it's been an incredible night already, and the entirety of the NXT universe taken in this night.
It's good old JR, Jim Ross. He knows what all the buzz is about in Toronto tonight. Jim Ross wanted the best seat in the house. Hey, Tom, sauce it.
I know JR is ready for some intense competition. That's exactly what we're going to get. One of the all-time greats in Mickie James returns to the ring to challenge Asuka. Asuka, the undefeated and undisputed face of the future.
Asuka の明日っていうのが tomorrow、 それが未来という意味になって future。
Here is your winner and new NXT Women's Champion, Asuka!
そして未来は今始まる。 Now that I am NXT Women's Champion, I will destroy everyone.
Asuka is very unpredictable. She moves so quickly in the ring, so fast.
Those kicks are so stiff. Those hits to the face are just knockouts.
I will beat anyone.
She's somebody who I believe could knock down Goliath.
This is what the women's division has had to deal with, this nastiness of Asuka.
It's just like every time we see Asuka, understandably so, she becomes more and more confident. It's got to the point where she's almost toying with opponents.
Nobody is ready for Asuka! I'm back.
Mickie James, one of the greatest female competitors of all time.
That ring has been her home for a long time now. And if there is somewhere that Mickie feels confident, it is right there in the middle of a WWE ring.
Mickie James is the new WWE Women's Champion!
I have faced and defeated some of the greatest women's champions of all time.
For the 5th time, ladies and gentlemen, Mickie James is a women's champion.
I know you're good. You're real good. I've watched you for the past year destroy everyone who's come in your path. But there's a difference between good and great, honey, and you are looking at her.
Nobody can beat me. I'm the best. I'm the champion.
First time in 6 years, Mickie James is back in a WWE ring. And if you've been following along on Twitter, this is a surreal moment for Mickie James.
It's great to see Mickie James back, one of the pioneers of the women's division, where she belongs, inside of a ring, the NXT Women's Division. The best in the world.
5-time WWE Women's Champion, former Divas Champion, but I also am excited about this. Immediately following NXT TakeOver Toronto, head to Facebook.com/Triple H for a Facebook Live session with The Game. I can't wait to hear what Triple H has to say about Mickie James, the authors of Pain. So many exciting matchups. We got new tag team champions, Graves.
Okay, don't remind me anymore. I gave them their props. I don't want to relive it again. Canada Center, a sea of Asuka masks.
The faces of tomorrow. Asuka, the NXT Women's Champion, debuted in October of last year. She is undefeated. Winning the NXT Women's Championship against Bayley back in Dallas. Asuka's been unstoppable. But what kind of test will Mickie James provide tonight?
I guarantee you Mickie James is prepared to have the match of her life. That said, Mickie James has never been in the ring with anybody like Asuka.
Mickie is the veteran, however, has been through the battles here in WWE and knows what it's all about. And even to her own admission, that she's been watching tape on Asuka for over a year. But to the point you made many times, there's a difference between watching tape and actually being in between those ropes.
To stare across that 20-foot ring and stare into the eyes of the NXT Women's Champion, it's a whole different ball game for Mickie James.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the NXT Women's Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, from Richmond, Virginia, Mickie James. And her opponents, from Osaka, Japan, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Asuka!
So here we go, Asuka and Mickie James for the NXT Women's Championship, and already both these superstars trying to test the waters here, putting out some strikes. If you're Mickie James here very early on in this match, Graves, what are you looking for against Asuka?
Mickie has got to be looking for any sort of error in the game of Asuka, any mistake that Mickie can capitalize
Shoulders
on.
down.
That said, you don't have an undefeated streak like Asuka by making mistakes.
Shoulders down here on Mickie in a 2 count.
The scariest thing about Asuka is with every victory, every time she dominates another superstar, she grows more confident. Asuka was dangerous when she arrived. She's downright unstoppable now.
Intense sportsmanship here in this match, and the NXT Universe here in Toronto, a little bit split. Mickie trying to play some head games?
You're not going to beat Mickie James when it comes to mind games.
This is a superstar, Mickie James, who won the Women's Championship from WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus at WrestleMania. She knows what it's like to be on the grandest stage of them all.
Mickie played mind games with Trish for months leading up to that very match. I'm sure Mickey's going to dig into her bag of tricks to do what she can against Asuka.
Mickie, right back to the feet there of Asuka, trying to isolate Asuka here for a moment. Now, Asuka just so darn quick with the submissions. Asuka's defended against the likes of Bayley, of course, the former champion. Nia Jax knows what all that power is about, but has cleaned out the division. Claims she sent Bayley running to Raw. Mickie James, oh!
Sliding drop kick. Asuka retreating for a moment. Tom, I don't know the last time I've seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
There's not too many women who could step in the ring and throw Asuka off her game. chance of you still got it. Mickie James is saying, come on in. I'm a little surprised at Asuka.
Mickie's doing her best to play mind games, but Asuka just answering, saying, I'm not fearless. You can't get inside my mind.
I think Asuka is fearless. Mickie James has said there's a difference between good and great. I'm beyond ready for Asuka.
Look at Asuka hanging on to the hammerlock. Vice-like grip, despite Mickie's best efforts to reverse. Look at this. Arms carry takedown by Mickie. Do an armbar of her own.
Hold on a second there. Brings Mickie James down to the mat. It's been a steadier pace than we're used to with Asuka. Asuka comes out of, out of the gates pretty hard, but
that'll change the pace real quick.
Just a matter of time, I guess. Both running off the rope, but there's a hip attack.
Mickie James sent spilling to the outside. Now the Empress lays claim to her ring.
Full turnabout's fair play. Asuka, oh, with a nasty hip attack there. Sending Mickie James to the floor.
What's Asuka looking for here?
Asuka missed there, now Mickie James, gets the boot up in time.
Mickie was looking for the Mick kick.
Mickie James has done a good job of weathering the offense of Asuka. Kind of fight, you know you're going to go in, you know you're going to get hit. No matter if you can keep going.
Yep. Mickie was looking for the Mick kick again. Asuka got the ankle lock.
Ankle lock outside the ring here.
No.
Oh! And the official stopped his count entirely. Now going to check on Mickie James.
Asuka captured the ankle of Mickie James and then planted Mickie with a German suplex on the outside of the ring. Thanks for coming, Mickie.
And the count is now restarted, and Asuka is basking in the count. Mickie James is to the count of 10 to get back into the ring. Count of 5. Here on Mickie James, count of 6. Mickie trying to muscle her way back in, and she does.
How much damage was done? Asuka just right back on the attack.
Tossing Mickie James.
Asuka's just enjoying herself now. Look at the smile on the NXT Women's Champion.
Asuka, that one, a glancing blow there to the midsection. Into the cover to retain the NXT Women's Championship and a kick out.
Asuka with the measured strikes. Mickie doing her best to block, and Asuka punching through the arm.
Again, right to the back. The German suplex outside the ring. Paying dividends now here for Asuka.
Hey, come on! Knock it off! Off the rope! Listen up! 1,
tied up here in the ropes. Has to the count of 5 to break the hold, and Asuka is counting along with the official. Oh, and Asuka missed. Caught up there on the ropes, and that's the veteran know-how of Mickie James.
That was human instinct just to escape. When you're being brutalized like Mickie is by Asuka, you just need to get out of the way. Oh. Feel those kicks up here, but Mickie's asking for more.
Oh, now Mickie trying to turn things around here. Single leg crab here in the middle of the ring. Asuka in a lot of trouble here. The NXT Women's Championship on the line, and Mickie James trying to corral Asuka. But is Asuka going to be able to climb to the bottom rope in time?
Mickie's managed to make Mickie looking for shut the Muda lock.
Right underneath the chin of Asuka. This could be unprecedented. Asuka could suffer her.
They're in the center of the ring.
Her first loss by submission.
Mickie has Asuka completely tied up. Asuka is trying to drag all of Mickie's weight to the ropes.
Asuka trying to drag Mickie James and now gets to the bottom rope. Breaks up the submission.
I don't know if we've ever seen Asuka in this much trouble, Tom.
This could be Mickie's moment. What a moment it would be to return here.
Capture the NXT Women's Championship would completely change the game.
Knock off the undefeated champion in the process. Face first into the top turnbuckle, and Mickie James has the champion on the defensive.
Bad. Asuka so quick, can turn the tides and the pace of the match in an instant. Asuka also had some serious damage done to her knee. Oh, Mickie firing off brutal forearms, and Asuka's answering. Oh! Asuka swung for the fences with the spinning back fist, and Mickie answered.
Mickie feels like this is her moment, but Asuka.
Oh no.
Look at the eyes of Asuka. Oh! This could be it for Mickie James. Taking down Asuka. This is for the NXT Women's Champion. Mickie James is dropping Asuka right now.
Mickie James could dethrone the NXT Women's Champion right here in Toronto.
Never seen anything like this in Asuka's history, in NXT's history.
Mickie's countering everything Asuka's thrown.
Oh, face first into a flapjack, and Mickie James
could be moments away from adding to her legacy as one of the greatest female superstars of all time.
Six-time champion. She wants to make it lucky number 7 here tonight in Toronto.
Mickie perched on the top rope.
Oh, taking down Asuka. This could be it for the championship. Asuka kicked out.
So close. Asuka can almost feel that championship slipping away as this match progresses. Take a look at this. Mickie James from the top rope. Seated senton. Got all of it, but it wasn't quite enough.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, armbar.
Cross arm breaker by Asuka, but Mickie able to get her foot under the bottom rope. The referee had to break the hold. You can hear that scream of frustration from the champion.
The damage was minimal there to Mickie James.
Mickie connected with a big kick.
Oh, right in the side of the face.
Mickie James landed it.
This is it. This is it for Mickie. Hook to the inside leg. We're going to have a new champion right on foot on the bottom rope.
Fantastic ring awareness.
Cover again, and Asuka at a 2.5.
Frustration starting to build by Mickie. Mickie landed the Mick kick right to the side of the head of the champion, but Asuka, just a little bit of luck.
Incredible performance so far by Mickie James. Has Asuka reeling, something we never thought we'd see.
for the Mickey DT. Asuka.
Whoa.
Asuka can't lock the hands. Asuka trying for the Asuka lock, but Mickey able to fend it off, at least temporarily.
Oh, cover on Asuka, and Mickey James flipped over there. Now Asuka right on top.
Asuka's got the crossface chicken wing in. Oh, she's got it.
Tap out. Asuka retains her championship.
Here's your winner by submission and still NXT Women's Champion, Asuka!
The sign of a great champion is the ability to defend in high-pressure situations, and that is exactly what Asuka just did.
The returning of Mickey James put up a fight against Asuka like we've never seen here before against our champion.
Mickey James for sure knew what was at stake, knew the consequences of tonight's match, but Asuka was just too much.
Mickey had a good opportunity here. Watch this, the Mick kick on the side of the face. This was perhaps her best opportunity. A couple of seconds there, we could have had a new champion.
Asuka was able to fight through and endure, lock in the Asuka lock just enough that Mickey simply couldn't hold on any longer. Once again, the familiar sight. Asuka is your NXT Women's Champion. Confidence at its highest level. Mickey offering a show of respect, and Asuka letting Mickey know nothing else matters but my NXT Women's Championship.
Give credit to Mickey James returning to a WWE ring for the first time in 6 years. An incredible effort bringing real competition to the NXT Women's Champion. But the story remains the same here in Toronto. Asuka is still the NXT Women's Champion. This has been an incredible night here at NXT TakeOver Toronto. Mickey James putting forth a tremendous effort of defending the NXT Women's Championship with Asuka.
I'm exhausted already, and there's still more to come. That tag team match, the Women's Championship match, and the NXT Championship is still to be defended.
It's been an unbelievable night, and we want to thank you for joining us all here live on the WWE Network. And we want to take a moment to send a special thank you out.
My guys, Beartooth, for the song Hated. It's the official theme of NXT TakeOver Toronto from the album Aggressive. Check it out now on iTunes and Spotify.
Well, we saw the WWE Hall of Famer, good old JR, Jim Ross here tonight, but it wouldn't be a night in Canada without Pat Patterson.
The first ever Intercontinental Champion, Pat Patterson, wants to find out what all the noise is about here in Toronto.
I know Pat Patterson is excited for our main event, Graves. This should be a hard-hitting affair.
And the seconds are ticking away to the monumental rematch. There you see two warriors prepared for battle. At stake, the NXT Championship.
In just moments, Toronto will play host to Shinsuke Nakamura's very first defense as NXT Champion. It is the rematch that the inevitable Samoa Joe has been consumed by for 3 long months.
I was a disgrace.
Shinsuke was the better man in Brooklyn.
Kinshasa! When you experience a loss, it makes you look in the mirror and it makes you see what you've turned into.
It's a man I don't recognize.
I'm a man who understands when maybe he's went a bit too far. Right now, I realize that you are a deserving champion. Shinsuke Nakamura, I want my rematch.
You are on.
There you have it. Samoa Joe face-to-face asking Nakamura for a rematch for that NXT Championship. And the King of Strong Style graciously accepting.
I, for one, can't wait to see these two go at it one more time. Oh my God!
Just pummeling the King of Strong Style.
Look at the look in the eye of Samoa Joe. Shinsuke in a bad way here.
He's getting more and more angry, more vicious, more dangerous. No. Oh! I've been in pain before, and the pain on Shinsuke's face is something I've never seen before. That man's hurt bad.
Go! Regal, bring me Nakamura or hand me my championship.
He's gonna lay waste to the entire roster until he gets what he wants.
Time is up. Bring me Nakamura or bring me my championship.
You want my NXT Championship? Come get it.
Nakamura going after Samoa Joe.
The King has returned in a big way. And it is breaking down.
Oh my God! Nakamura has been unleashed. Joe wanted this. Joe asked for this. Joe got it.
Kinshasa!
The devil's calling!
By the trail of carnage left in his wake. stare into the eyes of the challenger, Samoa Joe. There aren't many more human beings on the planet as dangerous.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the NXT Championship! Introducing the challenger from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, Samoa Joe! From Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, he is the NXT champion, Shinsuke Nakamura!
And early on, this for the NXT Championship, and Shinsuke Nakamura unloading with some strikes here on Samoa Joe.
Joe answering.
Right there once again.
Joe landed one to the inside of the thigh of Nakamura.
That could be crucial here for Shinsuke Nakamura. His offense predicated on those knees, those strikes.
Look at this. Samoa Joe is dominating Nakamura right now with these strikes.
We talked about it. Not many men can stand and throw punches with Nakamura, let alone kicks. Joe, one of the few men who can.
Tight clinch like this, Samoa Joe just needs to use his size advantage and overpower Nakamura.
Nakamura trying to keep this thing close here for a moment. Any sort of opening will be in Nakamura's favor. Again, the mind games of Shinsuke Nakamura not getting in the head of Samoa Joe. Oh, drops the knee right across the bridge of the nose. Champion's advantage here. The only way for Shinsuke Nakamura to lose the title by pinfall or submission. Good vibration sends Samoa Joe out of the ring to collect himself.
Smart maneuver by Joe. Both of these superstars coming out of the gate strong, throwing strikes, looking to land a bomb to end this match early. Oh! Muay Thai knees from Samoa Joe. Turn your lights out in a heartbeat.
Shinsuke able to stop himself there on the barricade. This NXT Universe here in Toronto. All into this match, and Samoa Joe is now in the NXT Universe. The champion getting chased. We're just trying to keep up with the action here, and Joe and Shinsuke not backing down from each other one iota. Joe center with a barricade. Samoa Joe said it himself. Shinsuke has become, quote, a rabid animal. All because of what Joe did, tried to put Shinsuke in the hospital.
Referee showing a little bit of leniency, understanding what's at stake. This grand stage of NXT TakeOver, the NXT Championship on the line with two of these top gladiators.
Whipped into the buckle here, and Samoa Joe counters with the enziguri. Perfect precision strike.
Why they call him Joey Head Rocker.
Joe in complete control of just scraping the bottom of his boot across the face of the NXT champion.
Joe with the head of steam.
Looking out the boot in the corner, and a knee right to the gut.
Incredible quickness by Nakamura. Able to counter with a knee.
Oh! Knee right on the crown of the skull. This is why they call him the King of Strong Style.
A very different pace to their last match in Brooklyn. Both superstars coming out of the gate strong, keeping the high intensity. Planning!
Caught by Joe! I was just gonna say, who does this pace favor? But right now it looks like it's Samoa Joe's match.
Samoa Joe spiking Nakamura. That same maneuver is what injured Shinsuke, albeit it was done on steel stairs several months back.
And check this out, #1 trend worldwide. Hashtag NXT TakeOver Toronto. This one's all about the NXT Championship. And the challenger running through the champion. Joe right into the elbow drop, now looking for the cover to become a two-time NXT champion and a kick out.
This match should come down to the mentalities, to the mindset. You saw the intensity from Samoa Joe every step he took on his way to the ring. Nakamura was relaxed. That's sort of his MO. If you can stay relaxed in battle, you're unstoppable. It seems like the opposite may be true thus far. Oh! Fantastic maneuver by Samoa Joe, driving the knees of Nakamura into the canvas.
That is brilliant from Samoa Joe. You take away arguably the best weapon in Shinsuke Nakamura's arsenal.
Samoa Joe now has acquired the target and is gonna torture the King of Strong Style. Wow, what agility into a knee bar.
Right on top of Shinsuke Nakamura.
Joe might end this right now.
Very early on here in this match already, Shinsuke Nakamura moments away from a submission perhaps, and now Shinsuke.
This is it. Nakamura is in the center of the ring, and Samoa Joe has a knee bar locked in deep.
Shinsuke trying to withstand the pain. Can he get to the bottom rope to break up this submission? Samoa Joe's got it locked on very, very tight. The official right on top of Shinsuke, and now Shinsuke trying to battle it out.
It's been incredibly one-sided so far. Samoa Joe just dominating Nakamura. Samoa Joe's plan had to be withstand the early flurry from Nakamura. Joe has done just that, and it's working out very, very well for the Samoan.
So you gotta protect that leg, come on.
Again, back to the knee.
Just cranking away.
Twisting and bending at that knee of Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura once again in a dire predicament here.
There has been a lot of damage done to the left knee of Shinsuke Nakamura. Samoa Joe knows that and is cranking away.
Samoa Joe using all that 280 pounds of muscle to go into the knee and closing in perhaps on his second NXT championship. And now Shinsuke trying to get out the hard way, but listen to Nakamura.
Samoa Joe is absolutely dominating the NXT champion right now.
Through the ropes goes Shinsuke.
Joe with a head of steam. Bang! That's it. That's like getting hit by a runaway freight train.
The champion is laid out outside the ring.
Let's take another look at this. Samoa Joe, 300 pounds plus, straight into the skull of Nakamura.
Meanwhile, Joe's got bad intentions in mind. You mentioned it earlier in this match, that slam into the mat. He's done that on the steel stairs to Shinsuke Nakamura in the past. That's what put Shinsuke in the hospital. Joe could be looking for the exact same result right here on Nakamura. Nakamura sees it coming, trying to battle his way free.
Oh, Nakamura able to escape only momentarily. Everything Nakamura has attempted, Samoa Joe has thwarted.
Count of two. tries to the count of 10 here to get back into the ring. Remember, champion's advantage. Only way the title changes hands is on a pinfall or submission. Joe knows that. Gets Shinsuke back into the ring. Thinking about a cover here. This for the championship. Shinsuke kicking out.
Once again, you see the referee giving a little leeway to these two competitors. Just the magnitude of the situation. You have to think about it, Tom. Every single time Samoa Joe covers Nakamura, just the effort Nakamura needs to exert to kick out on your 300-pound man, that wears you down. That'll exhaust you.
Not to mention that one leg, we don't know how bad it's hurt. And coming at Joe with the injured leg, using it anyway, and connects.
This is massive. Nakamura just bought himself some time. I don't know how effective it was, but Joe looks like he's rocked slightly for the first time in quite some time.
Now both men opposite sides of the ring. This is our main event for the NXT Championship. Here live inside the Air Canada Center, and the drop kick connects.
Got him right on the chin.
12,649 crammed here inside the Air Canada Center. The universe, this is the champion at his best.
It's amazing what adrenaline can do to the anatomy. Nakamura apparently not feeling as much pain as he normally would, as a normal man would.
Right across the side of the face. And Nakamura. And all that muscle. 280-pounder onto the top rope here.
Nakamura going to be looking for the running knee. Oh, got all of it. Right to the abdomen of Joe.
Now the champion to retain his title. Cover here on Samoa Joe, and an easy kick out there.
Samoa Joe took a brutal knee to the rib cage, and now Nakamura slowly seizing control of this match.
Man, those knees right into the midsection.
That'll break a rib in a hurry.
Talk about strong style. That is strong style.
Joe.
It's a smart strategy by Nakamura. He's got a front face lock applied tightly. That'll put Samoa Joe right to sleep. You can see Joe's tongue hanging out. Becoming hard to breathe. But there's the power advantage. I mentioned from the outset, that's what Joe's gonna need to do. Atomic drop.
Oh, and a big boot connects. Now Samoa Joe with the senton right into the chest. This has got to be it for the NXT Championship. And Shinsuke, he did kick out.
The heart of a champion on display from Shinsuke Nakamura. You can almost see the wheels spinning in Joe's head. What's my next plan?
Watch this impact right here. 280 pounds into the midsection, but meanwhile Samoa Joe shoulders down, and Shinsuke Nakamura off the shoulder.
Samoa Joe planted Nakamura with a power bomb, and look at the Boston Crab. Joe's got the grip applied above the knees of Nakamura. Extra torque on the spine.
Now transitions.
Smoothly transitions.
Seen this before from Samoa Joe. Another submission attempt here from the Samoan submission specialist. Middle of the ring, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the arm is dragged back.
The crossface locked in deep, and you can see the look on Joe's face growing more and more confident as the moments pass.
This is for the NXT Championship, and Shinsuke Nakamura taps out here. It's all over. Samoa Joe could be champion here in a matter of seconds. Now a cover here. Great change up there by Shinsuke.
Looking for the armbar, but Joe keeping the grip.
Broke the grass there for a minute. Now another cover here by Shinsuke, or by Joe rather. Nakamura able to counter.
What a block by Joe, and what a power slam.
Nakamura got out in time.
We got a lot of people in this building, myself included, thought Joe just captured the championship. The referee's count was incredibly close. Samoa Joe needs to stay the course. Joe realizes he is in control. This is Samoa Joe's match right now.
Right to the chest, creating a little bit of separation here. Nakamura caught top rope.
Fantastic agility, leaping ability by Samoa Joe. And a desperation kick to the side of Joe's head by the King of Strong Style.
Shinsuke with the knee.
But can Shinsuke capitalize? There has been a lot of damage done. Everything Nakamura has tried, Joe has countered or been able to recover from.
Nakamura with the opportunity here from the middle rope.
The knee right to the chin. Samoa Joe is down, but Nakamura might not have enough left in the tank to capitalize.
Nakamura cannot take advantage of that shot.
And Nakamura landed hard on his head.
Take a listen to this.
Incredible impact, but you saw the thud of Nakamura's skull bouncing against the canvas. If Nakamura could have covered Joe, that very well may have ended the match.
A count of 5 here. Both men have till the count of 10 to get back up to their feet.
But Joe has got up to 1 foot already. Samoa Joe has a lot more left in the tank than the champion.
Samoa Joe has to pin or get Shinsuke Nakamura to submit here to win the championship.
Look at these open hand strikes by Joe like a Kodiak bear.
Misses there now. Shinsuke right back on the attack with a combination of his own. Going after the midsection of Samoa Joe. Oh, and down goes Joe.
This could be the first time the most decided advantage Nakamura's had to this point in the match. Nakamura is vertical and Joe is down. We have not seen this yet in this match. You can see the welts on the thighs of Samoa Joe from the kicks.
Nakamura, I think Nakamura was thinking about the inverted exploder there.
Whatever he was thinking about, Samoa Joe just elbowed it out of his brain. No.
Oh, Nakamura, the German!
Wow! Shinsuke Nakamura able to dig down deep somewhere inside to muster up the power for this monstrous German suplex. Watch the back of Joe's head.
Where did this come from? Nakamura missed in the corner there, and the knee right into the second turnbuckle. Samoa Joe's got an opportunity here, thought for a cover. Oh, takes out the knees.
Unbelievable speed by Joe, able to sweep out the knees, the already damaged leg of Nakamura. Samoa Joe's got to be thinking muscle buster.
This is what helped Joe win his first NXT
This is it.
It could close this thing out. Now Nakamura.
Kinshasa!
This could be it here for the champion. Shoulders down on Samoa Joe. Down.
Nakamura's got to be asking himself, what do I have left? What have I got to do? Samoa Joe just enduring a Kinshasa right in the face. It's somehow kicked out.
Samoa Joe's eyes roll to the back of his head.
I don't think Samoa Joe even realizes where he's at this point. Here we go. One more time. No, Joe got out of the way. Coquina clutch.
Nakamura was trying to seal it there with another Kinshasa. Now caught here.
Samoa Joe was able to evade the second Kinshasa and apply the Coquina clutch, and the champ is fading.
You can see the right arm there. If Shinsuke fades here, the official will call this for Samoa Joe.
Nakamura's body is going limp. You can see it.
Now Nakamura trying to get back up. The NXT Universe behind the champion.
Joe's got it locked in. He's got the bicep. Samoa Joe is choking out the champion right before our very eyes.
Trying to bring Nakamura down to the mat. Has yet been able to do that.
German suplex. Joe looking for the dragon suplex. Are we going to see the third? Yes. Straight jacket suplex. Joe calls that the Chimera.
Bridges into the cover. Nakamura kicked out of it.
The Chimera plex by Samoa Joe, and somehow, some way, Nakamura was able to kick out.
Joe can't believe it. One of his best shots, and Nakamura still in this match.
Samoa Joe digging deep into his arsenal. 3 vicious suplexes a German, a dragon. And Samoa Joe has been cut somewhere in the region of his eye.
Right around the left eye, feeling the effects of this match, and Joe is wondering what it's going to take.
You can see Nakamura clutching his neck, and that primal scream by the challenger can't mean good things for the king.
Joe missed. Oh!
Kinshasa to the back of the head.
Joe rolling outside the ring. This is dangerous territory for Samoa Joe. The match could end in a countout. Shinsuke would still be the champion.
Yeah, but Nakamura just needs to lay in the ring and let the referee count. Samoa Joe's out cold on the outside of the ring. Nakamura is on the inside, but the referee concerned with the well-being of the challenger.
Trying to make sure Samoa Joe can continue. We're looking at the far side there. Shinsuke Nakamura has rolled outside the ring. Nakamura said he would show no mercy here in this match to Joe. Oh!
That was a low kick by Samoa Joe.
The official had his back to it. Oh! Back first into the steel.
The official was trying to stay out of the way, allowing Joe to deliver the low kick. And then planting Nakamura on the steel stairs. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Yes. Muscle Buster.
Joe into the cover on Nakamura. Samoa Joe has taken back what was his.
Here's your winner and new NXT champion, Samoa Joe!
What a battle. What a match between both superstars. But we just witnessed Toronto, Ontario, Canada, NXT TakeOver. Samoa Joe just toppled the kingdom of strong style.
There are looks of complete stunned disbelief here inside the Air Canada Center, 12,000 plus.
Samoa Joe begged, he pleaded, Joe laid waste to the entire NXT roster until Nakamura accepted this match. And Samoa Joe's plan worked to perfection. Joe's obsession pays off in the form of another NXT championship reign. Congratulations to the new NXT champion, Samoa Joe.
The first ever two-time NXT champion in our brand's history. Take a look back here in this matchup, an incredible main event. This, right underneath the jaw there, Samoa Joe caught with the Kinshasa, but still, Samoa Joe will not go away.
Here we see Nakamura looking once again for a Kinshasa, but the challenger had it well scouted, locking in the Coquina clutch, and I thought this might have been it. Joe digging deep into his arsenal. German super, so that was a straight jacket, the third of the Chimeraplex. It's been a long time since we've seen that.
Some of the best shots of Samoa Joe, and then this outside the ring.
This was simply a case of Nakamura wanting to finish the battle. Nakamura could have taken a victory by countout, but it meant too much to finish Samoa Joe, but Joe made the champion pay.
The same move that put Shinsuke in the hospital gave way to the Muscle Buster. Samoa Joe's obsession, consumed by the NXT champion, leads him to a title victory here in the Great White North. Shinsuke Nakamura, an incredible effort in defense of the NXT Championship, but Samoa Joe is going to walk out of Toronto victorious.
Samoa Joe said, bring me Nakamura or hand me my championship. Well, Samoa Joe just won the NXT title and dethroned the King of Strong Style.
This is just the beginning of a historic Survivor Series weekend. We want to thank you all for joining us here tonight for NXT TakeOver Toronto.